Good evening, and welcome to the 30th Annual GUSD Scholastic Bowl. At this time, I would like to invite up Student Board Member Janet Louie.
Good evening, everyone. Would you please rise for the presentation of colors by the Crescenta Valley High School Junior Air Force ROTC.
Mount, colors, forward, arch.
Face the flag. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you to the CV Color Guard. As always, we appreciate your support at all of our events. At this time, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Deb Rinder. My day job is the Executive Director of Special Education, and tonight I will be acting as your MC. I'd like to acknowledge a few folks. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for respecting the request to watch us live. So, for those watching us live, thank you. We are at youtube.com Nitro Studios. Once again, youtube.com Nitro Studios. So welcome to our virtual audience this evening and the few of you who have chosen to join us. At this time, I would like to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Vivian Ekchian. And our board members and city officials who have joined us this evening. Thank you for your continued support and participation in our Scholastic Bowl. In order to make this work, there's a lot of work that goes into it, as well as people who have very specific jobs. So I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge our judges for this evening's event. Dr. Lena Richter, GUSD Director of Categorical Programs and Interventions. Please stand and raise your hand or wave your hand. Okay. Dr. Chris Coulter, GUSD Director of Teaching and Learning. Our arbiter for today is Dr. Russell Knight. And he's worthy of a few other words. I've been told that Dr. Knight, is an integral part of the Scholastic Bowl and assists with the question development. So if you're unable to answer any questions tonight, you need to see Dr. Knight. Dr. Knight is a researcher and technologist for JPL, a division of Caltech. and holds a PhD from UCLA in computer science, specializing in artificial intelligence. Dr. Knight has assisted the Gate Office vetting and preparing the questions for several years, and we are extremely grateful for his knowledge, participation, and expertise for all these years. Dr. Knight, thank you. Very important with every competition, there are scorekeepers. Our scorekeepers for tonight, raise your hand when your name is called. Zapir Hakopian, our GUSD Director of Human Resources. Frank Schluter, our GUSD Director of Education, Technology, and Information Services. Rito Montero, technician from Education, Technology, and Information Services, who will be running our very cool electronic scoreboard that was developed by Mr. Phil Semelian, who is retired and comes all the way back from Tehachapi, if I'm not mistaken, to be part of this event. He's a retired Educational Technology and Information Services Supervisor and our software developer for tonight. Thank you, Mr. Semelian. Along with competition becomes a timekeeper. So there is a limit. You'll be happy to know. We have timekeepers. A timekeeper, Mr. Ago Yumasekian, our GUSD Director of Student Support Services. And of course, our officials for tonight's event, Dr. Kristen Milano, Assistant Principal, Daly High School. Bonnie Cervantes, Coordinator 2, Categorical Programs. And a big round of applause for our contest organizer, Dr. Kelly Antabelli. If you've noticed, this is an awesome venue, and we are so happy to call it the John Wayne Performing Arts Center under the direction of Greg Williams, who is somewhere out there or up there. But Greg Williams and his amazing crew, big thank you for your continued support and really your professionalism over the last 30 years. This is a professional production, and it wouldn't be possible without the folks behind the scenes. So special shout out to Mr. Greg Williams and his crew for a great job. Sponsors, if you're here tonight, you can stand. If you're at home, you can wave to us and we will clap for you. Our sponsors, those are the folks that make this happen. A special thank you for the sponsors who have contributed financially to the scholarships for tonight's event. When I mention your organization, if there's anyone here, please stand. Otherwise, you can wave to us virtually. Representing Oakmont League, Sharon Swinford. Representing Kiwanis of Glendale are Mike and Karen Swan. Representing Sylvan Learning of Glendale, Sarah Jenkins. Excuse me, Sarah Jennings. If there was a Sarah Jenkins, we acknowledge you as well. We'd also like to thank Dan Levin Trust and the law firm of Knapp, Peterson, and Clark, who were not able to attend tonight, but are very generous in their donations, support. And just so you know, you're probably thinking, well, how much do all of these really bright students receive? So I will take away your thoughts of that. Our first place winners, each student receives $500 for first place, $250 for second place, $150 for third place, and $100 for fourth place. So again, let's give our sponsors a nice big round of applause for their generous donations. At this time, this does not happen just overnight. This happens with very dedicated parents, teachers, staff members, community folks, everyone who is a significant adult in the lives of these children whom you will see tonight. But I would like to call up by school their coaches. Because remember, we're Scholastic competition, we have coaches. So at this time, there will be 20 students will compete this evening, 5 from each high school. I'm going to call the coaches up to the stage to introduce their students. Students, when they call your name, you'll come on up, take a seat, and then we will get the show on the road. So tonight, will the coach, Amanda Lyons from Crescenta Valley High School, please come on up and introduce us to your students.
Hello, thank you for coming tonight. I am pleased to announce the 2019-2020 Crescenta Valley High School Scholastic Bowl team. We have returning member, a senior, Abel Lai. Returning member, junior, Lindsay Thomas. Returning member, junior, Prashanth Baskara. Returning member, also junior, Michelle Kim. And our fledgling member, a junior, Daniel Gamboa. Thank you.
Next, representing Glendale High School, coaches Sarah Morrison and Kelly Palmer.
Glendale High School is very excited to introduce Nora Manukian, Alec Bagdasarians, Natalie Gleason, Garo Gamushian, and Gabrielle Arreglo.
Next up, representing Hoover High School, Mr. Brian Crosby.
Hello there. Here's Garo Kaputian, Max Meltzer, Noemi Mesropian, David Ramazian, and Emily Tricazarian.
And last but certainly not least, representing Clark Magnet High School, Coach Susan Newcomer.
Okay, so we have Naomi Beach, Alina Joby, Shadi Saklaway, Ella Ramamurthy, and Nathan Shearer.
Before I introduce a very important person for tonight, it's my pleasure to acknowledge the Nitro Studios under the direction of Josh Kirkwood, who are streaming this live. So you see folks, or at least I see folks all around with cameras. Those folks helped make this happen, and we are very excited on behalf of Glendale High School and our Career Technical Education Program for all of their continued support. And I can tell you firsthand that these folks are using state-of-the-art equipment and providing a very, very professional and classy program. So once again, let's shout out to Glendale High School Nitro Studios. And now the person who we are so blessed to have with us, some of you may know him. He is very, very busy, especially this week. He is our weatherman for NBC Channel 4. Let's hear it for NBC Channel 4, Mr. Fritz Coleman. And I'm going to talk about you for a little bit, so come on out.
Oh, okay.
No green screen, just here you are. Fritz Coleman has been NBC4's legendary weatherman for over 3 decades, as long as the Scholastic Bowl. And he is the quiz master for tonight, Glendale Unified's 30th annual Scholastic Bowl. Mr. Coleman has received numerous awards for his weathercasting and has been widely recognized for his commitment to charitable activities and community service. Most notably, the U.S. House of Representatives gave him the Humanitarian of the Year Award for his work on behalf of the American Red Cross. Let's give him a nice big hand for that. As well as the city of Los Angeles named him a treasure of Los Angeles. In addition to those pursuits, he is a stand-up comic and has written, produced, and starred in 3 one-man plays, including the critically acclaimed Tonight at 11. His humorous television specials have won 4 Los Angeles area Emmy Awards. That's worth a round of applause. Congratulations. Mr. Coleman has served as a quiz master for over 20 years, completely on a voluntary basis. We so appreciate his support. Tonight, we would like to present him with a small token of our appreciation.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna read it.
Oh, okay.
Then I'll
Thank
officially
you.
give it to you. This is a beautiful crystal, and there is a globe in there because he is a round-the-world weatherman. Presented to Fritz Coleman in appreciation for over 2 decades of support as a quiz master of the Scholastic Bowl GUSD 2020. So without further ado, it is my pleasure to get this show on the road under the direction of our Mr. Fritz Coleman.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. How are you? You're the brave ones. Forget about Armageddon. I'm going to the quiz. See, you're brave. Good for you. We're so thankful you're here. But we're glad to be streaming, too, because all of us up here get $1 for each view. So we're really hoping we get a lot of viewers. I love this event every year. It reinstills my hope in humanity. It makes me love youth. I have 3 children, but I forgot how wonderful it is to have children your age who represent the hope. And the beautiful thing is, and occasionally at the beginning of this event, they will have announced who has been accepted at various colleges, and MIT and Yale and Caltech and all these wonderful things. And so we don't know, maybe here tonight sits one of these lovely, smart people here who will graduate from their San Fernando and San Gabriel Valley School, and they'll go off to a wonderful university, and they'll get a job in chemical research, and they will save us from future pandemics. Really, it's so inspirational to be here tonight. I'm really honored to be here, and thank you so much. And keep in mind that we have a slightly reduced audience, so you're expected to react with 2 to 3 times the enthusiasm you think everybody deserves in order to fill the room. Yes, there we go. But don't yell the answer out, because then you'll throw us into a tailspin. Okay. All right, gang, here we go. The first part of the competition was an essay competition. Students met on March 2nd. They were given 60 minutes to write an essay response to an assigned prompt. This year, the prompt was, Americans are using social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and Reddit more than ever before. Social media platforms have become a powerful way to share information and to influence opinions. For example, research shows that 6 out of 10 Americans get their news from social media platforms. 3 of 4 consumers rely on social media to make purchases. Some people argue that social media has too much power. They say that social media platforms make it easy to share false information, which can have negative impacts on behaviors like voting in elections. Other people argue that social media's reach makes a platform for good. They say that the use of social media can rally people to take positive actions, such as raising awareness of issues like social justice or climate change. What is your opinion of social media? Do social media platforms do more harm than good? Or do the potential benefits of social media platforms outweigh the potential negative effects? Explain why you think so. Take a clear stand in your essay. Address the objections someone who disagrees with your position might have. Individual team members' essay scores were totaled by school, and the resulting score was used to determine which school wins the essay trophy. The winners have been tabulated? Have they been tabulated? Good, fantastic. The winners have been tabulated, and the winner of the 2020 Scholastic Bowl Essay Contest is Glendale High School. These are the scores from this year's essay contest. Crescenta Valley 37, Glendale High 39, Hoover 34, Clark Magnet 36. The trophy will be presented to Glendale High School team at the end of the competition. Congratulations. For tonight's competition, each team starts with their essay points shown on the monitors. During the first round of the quiz competition, team members will be allowed to consult with each other, and then the team's response to the question will be written on large white sheets of paper. Upon request by the quizmaster, the answer will be shown to the judges. The quizmaster will allow 15 seconds for teams to confer on all except math questions. The quizmaster allows 30 seconds for math questions. The spelling of the answer must be correct in order to earn the points. A correct answer is worth 2 points. An incorrect response results in the loss of 1 point. If a team chooses not to answer, there is no point penalty. Also, if a team consults during the buzzer round, the team will be penalized with a loss of a point. There will be 1 warning, and then points will be removed. Unless the question specifically asks for the first and last name, the last name alone is acceptable. However, if a student offers an answer with a correct last name but an incorrect first name, the entire answer is then considered incorrect. Also, if the answer includes punctuation, it must be correct. If any math problem where there is a stated unit of measure, that measure label must be included in the answer to the problem. Response speed and a buzzer system are utilized during the second round of the quiz competition. The quizmaster will allow 10 seconds for the questions to be answered, with the exception of math questions, 30 seconds for math questions in round 2. Team members will not be allowed to consult with each other to determine the answer. Teams consulting during the buzzer round will be penalized with a loss of a point. The student hitting the buzzer must provide the answer within 3 seconds of being recognized. As a reminder, a correct answer is worth 2 points. An incorrect response results in the loss of 1 point. A procedure has been established to challenge a question. Are we ready? All right. The topics of this year's Scholastic Bowl are language arts, social studies, science, mathematics, and fine arts. Here we go with round one. Question number one's language arts. In The Grapes of Wrath, the author John Steinbeck follows what fictional family that travels along Route 66 to escape Oklahoma? Time's up. Cards up, please. Crescenta Valley, no answer. Glendale High School, Jode is correct. Hoover, Jode is correct. And Clark Magnet, no answer. Question number two, social studies. These are parts of the history of what American Valley? The Timbisha tribe, Rhyolite Ghost Town, Walter Scott and Scotty's Castle, borax mining, and 20 mule team wagons. Time, cards up. Even if there's nothing on them, cards up. No answers. The answer is Death Valley. Occasionally one of the hottest spots on earth. Not that I like to inject my job into my work here. Science question for number three. What adjective derived from the name of the Greek god of the north wind indicates the coniferous forest areas of the northern temperate zone? Time's up. Cards up. Crescenta Valley is Boreal. That is correct. Glendale, no answer. Boreal for Hoover is correct. Zephyrus is incorrect for Clark Magnet. Mathematics question for number four. The length of a rectangular hayfield is 10 meters more than twice its width. If the perimeter is 320 meters, what is its width? Time's up. Cards up, please. Anybody? Crescenta Valley, 50 meters is correct. 50 meters is correct for Glendale. No answer for Hoover. 50 meters is correct for Clark Magnet. Question number five, fine arts question. What is the surname of the Italian luthier of the late 17th and early 18th century, whose products are regarded amongst the finest bowed instruments ever created? Time's up. Stradivarius is, let me see if the spelling is correct on that. Judges? Where are my judges sitting? They're all back here. CV is, what about spelling? It's incorrect spelling for CV. Glendale High School. Stradivari is correct. Let's see. Hoover, incorrect spelling on yours. And any answer? No answer from Clark Magnet. Got the scoring? Okay. Question number six, a language arts question. The following Shakespearean sentence illustrates unmedible What word is missing? Anti-metaboly is the correct way to pronounce that. Thank goodness I'm not being scored. What word is missing? I wasted time, and now time doth blank me. Time's up. Crescenta Valley is the correct answer. What about tense on the last three? The tense is incorrect on Glendale, Hoover, and Clark. Sorry about that. So Crescenta Valley gets the correct answer. Question 7, social studies question. These men were military commanders during what war that ended in 1848? James Polk, Winfield Scott, Zachary Taylor, Stephen Kearny, Franklin Pierce, and John Fremont. Time's up. Mexican-American War is correct. All are correct. Science question for number 8. What is the albedo of a perfect reflector? Time's up. Crescenta Valley is incorrect. Glendale, no answer. Hoover, no answer. Clark Magnet High School, no answer. The answer is 1.0 or 1. Mathematics number 9. In 20 years, Sam's age will be the same as Tony's age today. In 10 years, Tony's age will be twice Sam's. How old is Sam today? Time's up. CV, no answer. Glendale High School, incorrect. Hoover, no answer. Clark, 10 years old, is correct. For those of you watching the streaming, please applaud loudly in your pajamas. Okay. Fine arts question number 10. Eastman Kodak introduced the first commercially successful amateur color film in 1936. What was this film called? Time's up. Wizard of Oz is incorrect. No answer for Glendale, no answer for Hoover, no answer for Clark Magnet. Nobody got it correct. It's Kodachrome. It's the name of the film, not like a film, like a movie film. Language arts for number 11. The surname of what heroine created by Charlotte Bronte is also that of a vast but shallow Australian lake. Time's up. Air is correct on CV, Glendale, Hoover, and Clark. They're all correct. Social Studies, number 12. What action did Congress finally take with respect to these laws? The Sedition Act of 1918, the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882, the 18th Amendment of 1920, and the National Maximum Speed Law of 1974. Time's up. CV incorrect. Glendale is correct. Hoover is incorrect. And Clark is correct. Science for number 13. Chemically speaking, these are all types of what? Hydrogen, metallic, sigma, covalent, and ionic. Time? Everybody got it right. Bonds is the correct answer. Mathematics, number 14. The sum of the digits in a two-digit number is 13. If the units digit is 1 greater than twice the tens digit, what is the number? Time's up. CV is correct. Incorrect for Glendale, or is that no answer? Is that your answer there? Only halfway turned around. That's incorrect. Hoover, no answer, and 49 is correct for Clark Magnet. Fine Arts for number 15. Name the ballet by Claude Debussy about a Roman mythical creature described as having the body of a man and the horns, ears, legs, and tail of a goat. Time's up. Crescenta Valley incorrect. Glendale incorrect. Correct for Hoover. No answer for Clark. Afternoon of the Fun or L'après-midi d'enfant. Please hold your applause. Okay. Language arts for number 16. There were numerous books that defined the 1930s. Name 2 of them. Time's up. No answer for CV, no answer for Glendale. Hang on one second, don't get a cramp. We have to confirm something. Hoover is correct. Grapes of Wrath and Of Mice and Men. And Clark, you had no answer on your card? And no answer for Clark. Social studies, number 17. What European country that has not been in a state of war internationally since 1815 did not join the United Nations until 2002? Time's up. Crescenta Valley, correct. No answer, Glendale. Hoover, correct. No answer, Clark. Science, number 18. An inverter converts what kind of electrical current into what kind of electrical current? Time's up. No answer, CV. No answer, Glendale. Does it matter what order it's in? It does, that's what I thought. Hoover, that's incorrect because it's the incorrect order, and the same for Clark. It has to be direct to alternating. Mathematics question number 19. Factor 25x squared plus 10x plus 1. Time's up. CV correct. Right. Glendale is correct. Hoover is correct. No answer, Clark Magnet. The quantity 5x plus 1 squared was the answer. Fine arts question for number 20. Name the art form based on repeated algorithmic curves and shapes and usually created using computer software. Time's up. No answer, CV. No answer, Glendale. Fractal, Hoover is correct. And Clark, you're correct too, fractals. Language arts number 21. Name 2 forms of poetry that begin with the letter E. Time's up. No answer, CV. No answer, Glendale. No answer, Hoover. Clark, only half an answer. It required 2. So that is incorrect. You could have said any of these 2. Epic, eulogy, elegy, epigram, epitaph, erasure. Social studies number 22. The National Baseball Hall of Fame is located in what city? Time's up. No answers. Clean slate across the board. The answer is Cooperstown, New York. Science question number 23. About 20 to 50% of the oxygen produced on Earth annually comes from what microscopic one-celled algae with cell walls of silica consisting of 2 interlocking symmetrical valves? Time's up. CV is correct. No answer Glendale, no answer Hoover, no answer Clark. Diatoms is the correct answer. Question number 24 for mathematics. 10 cashews and 6 walnuts cost $1, while 10 walnuts and 6 cashews cost 92 cents. What is the cost of 1 walnut? Time's up. CV incorrect. No answer Glendale, no answer Hoover, no answer Clark. The answer is 5 cents. Fine arts question for number 25. Between the 1920s and 1950s, movies such as The Big Sleep, The Maltese Falcon, Crime and Punishment, Laura, and A Touch of Evil fall into what cinematic category named for a French phrase meaning dark film? Time's up. Everybody gets the correct answer. Film noir. All righty, as we finish the first segment, we've got a tie. It's a hot game. CV and Glendale are tied at 53, Hoover 52, and Clark Magnet 50. What we're going to do is to take a 10-minute break. We'll be back. Oh, no, you're doing great. No, it's my fault. All right, folks, if you'll get ready for round two. We're now going to begin round two of the Glendale Unified School District Scholastic Bowl. For the 50 questions in round two, the buzzer system will be utilized to determine which team has the opportunity to answer the question. In this round, the team members may not confer with each other. If there is a challenge in this second round, the team member will raise the paddle and a conference process will take place. There are tiebreaker questions in the event of two teams that have the exact same score at the end of the contest. Are you ready to go? Here we go with round two. First, language arts for question 26. Who authored The Hobbit in 1937?
Tolkien.
Hang on, let me see where we are.
Wait for them to call you.
Okay, that's okay. That's all right. What I need to do is oh, so this is, I'm sorry. This is identifying which is.
Yeah.
I got it. And Noemi answers Tolkien. She's correct. Thank you. Woo. I'm sorry, this is all very high tech and it's a brand new system and I love it. I just didn't know it. Social studies for number 27. Who was the British Prime Minister when the decision to evacuate Dunkirk was made? Hoover, Garrow.
Winston Churchill?
Correct.
My man.
Science for number 28. By percentage, which planet has about 3,200 times more carbon dioxide in its atmosphere than Earth? CV, Lindsay.
Mars.
Incorrect. Clark, Ella.
Venus.
Venus is correct. There's Venus now. Oh, okay. Mathematics for number 29. How many microns are in 1 millimeter? Hoover, Maxwell.
1,000,000.
Incorrect. Clark, Chuddy.
100,000.
Incorrect. CV, Lindsay.
10 million.
Incorrect. That's it. The answer is 1,000. Fine arts question for number 30. Listen to the following music selection. This song was popular from what 1970s musical? CV, Michelle.
Cats.
Incorrect. Time's up. The answer is Man of La Mancha. Language arts, number 31. What fictional British detective said these things? Hoover, Maxwell.
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh my gosh. Brilliant human being. There is no one who knows the higher criminal world of London so well as I. No man lives or has ever lived who has brought the same amount of study and of natural talent to the detection of crime which I have. You could also attribute that to any of the anchor people I work with. They would make exactly the same. Social studies, number 32. In 2019, Bill Barr held what position in the president's cabinet? Hoover, Maxwell.
Attorney General.
Exactly. Science, number 33. What is the highest possible value on a pH scale? CV, Lindsay.
14.
Correct, 14. Math question. Determine the slope of this line. 3x plus 12y equals 24. Hoover, Maxwell.
1/4.
Incorrect. CV, Abel.
Negative 1/4.
Negative 1/4 is correct. Fine arts. Listen to the following music selection. What Italian music term meaning slowly indicates a tempo slow? Glendale, Gabrielle.
Lento.
Incorrect. CV, Michelle.
Legato.
Adagio is correct. I'll finish the. It indicates a tempo slower than andante, but faster than largo. Language arts. What did Ralph Waldo Emerson say you should hitch to a star? Time's up. The answer is your wagon. Social studies. Name the presidents of the 1930s. Clark.
Hoover, Franklin, Roosevelt.
Are you saying there are three, or are you saying that there are two names on one?
I'm saying that there are two names on one.
Okay, good. That's what you're correct. I thought you were saying Franklin is a separate thing.
sorry.
No, nicely done. No, it was good. Good. You were correct. Science. Either of the two large, persistent, rotating low-pressure areas near the geographic poles is called a polar what? Clark, Ella.
Vortex.
Vortex is correct. Mathematics. What is the measure of each interior angle in a regular polygon with 18 sides? Glendale, Alec.
20.
Incorrect. Anyone else? 160 degrees. Fine arts. These songs are about what U.S. city? The House of the Rising Sun. Hoover, Garrow. New Orleans is correct. House of the Rising Sun, Crescent City Blues, French Quarter strut when the Saints go marching in and go to the Mardi Gras, New Orleans. Language arts. These lines illustrate what kind of infinitive? Her earnings are expected to be more than quadruple when the product is released. The goal is to completely destroy. CV, Michelle.
To destroy.
Incorrect. Glendale, Nora.
Split infinitive?
A split infinitive is correct. Social studies for this question. These Mesoamerican people worship the serpent deity Kukulkan. Hoover.
Aztec.
Incorrect. Glendale, Garrow.
Inca.
Incorrect. Clark, Ella.
Maya.
Maya is correct. Yucatec Maya or Maya. Science for number 43. What is the synthetic fiber introduced by DuPont in 1937 as a... Hoover, Maxwell.
Polyester.
Incorrect. Clark, Ella.
PFOA.
Incorrect. Correct answer is nylon. It was made as a replacement for women's silk stockings, nylon. Mathematics. You just flipped a quarter and it has come up tails 6 times in a row. What are the odds? Glendale, Alec.
64. 1 in 64.
1 in 64 is correct. Correct. Fine arts. Listen to this music. All right, these are songs from what Broadway musical comedy? Dentist, Somewhere That's Green, Skid Row, Supper Time, Grow For Me, Mean Green Mother from Outer Space. Hoover, Maxwell.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Correct. Language arts. This remark is about what literary character? Did you think the villain was the whale? The villain is not the whale. Glendale, Nora.
By Melville, it's the Moby Dick.
Incorrect.
What?
CV, Abel.
Ahab.
Ahab is correct. Captain Ahab. Social studies. Among the most radioactive locations in the world are the Hanford site in Washington, the Polygon in Kazakhstan, the Fukushima in Japan. Glendale, Gabriel.
Chernobyl.
Correct. And what site in Ukraine, Chernobyl? Science. What elementary particles usually pass unimpeded and undetected? Clark, Chadi.
Neutrino.
Neutrinos are correct. Mathematics. With a base of 4, what is the exponentiation of 4 squared to the 4th power? Hoover, Maxwell.
4 to the 8th.
Correct. Fine arts. What famous 15 by 29 foot mural created by Leonardo da Vinci features 12 or 13? Glendale, Gabrielle.
The Last Supper.
The Last Supper is correct. All right, now we're going to take a 3-minute break for substitutions. Good job, everybody.
All right, I'm keeping time.
How we doing? Okay. So have we finished our mass substitutions here? All right, let's just continue. All right, guys. Remember, in this round, the team members are not allowed to confer with one another. If there is a challenge in this second round, the team member will raise the paddle and the conference process begins. There are tiebreaker questions in the event of 2 teams having exactly the same score at the end of the contest. Everybody ready? Here we go. Language arts. Very brief reviews of Stephen King books include these. Carrie, The Girl is Normal. Wait, I mean evil. The Shining, The Place is Normal. Wait, I mean evil. This is the review of what other Stephen King work? The Dog is Normal. CV, Michelle. Cujo is correct. Social studies. Originally called Centralia, what Minnesota city was renamed for a founder of an Old West Express company? Clark, Ella.
Duluth.
Incorrect. Anyone else? Fargo is the name, and a fantastic movie. Science question. Deoxygenated blood is drained from what organ by hepatic veins? Glendale, Gabrielle.
Lungs.
Incorrect. Clark, Chadi.
Heart.
Incorrect. The answer is liver. Math question. A 270-degree clockwise rotation of 0.7, 2 results in a point. Glendale, Alec.
7, -2.
Incorrect. Clark, Naomi.
-7, 2.
Does it matter what order they're in? It does? It doesn't matter what order they're in? It does. Oh, okay, sorry. That's incorrect. CV, Prashanth.
-0.72.
Incorrect. Hoover Maxwell.
2, -0.7.
Incorrect. The answer is 2, -7. Good. Fine arts question. We have a challenge?
Yes.
What is your challenge?
For the question, the previous math question, we heard 0.7 and then 2 as our answer, so I think because of that, there's no way it can be, final answer can't be 7, 2, or whatever it was. Is that what it is?
The correct answer is 7, or rather 2, -7.
Another team also heard 0.7 because they gave 0.7 in their answer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to throw this question out and go to another one. Oh, okay. The challenge question is a mathematics question. If a particle travels at 1 × 10⁸ kilometers per second in a straight line for 5 × 10⁸ seconds, it travels how many? CV, Prashanth.
5 × 10⁻16 kilometers.
That's incorrect. Glendale, Gabrielle.
2 × 10.
Incorrect. Clark, Ella.
5 × 10⁻16 kilometers per second.
Incorrect, yes. The answer is just 5. Okay? All right, fine arts for number 55. That's where we are, correct? Number 55? Judges? Okay. These works illustrate what painting style? Time Transfixed by Rene Magritte. CV, Lindsay.
Surrealism?
Correct. Henry Ford Hospital, Frida Kahlo, The Robbing of the Bride by Max Ernst, The Harlequin's Carnival by Joan Miro, and Melting Watch by Salvador Dali are all surrealism. Language arts. Gus Grissom, Gordon Cooper, John Glenn, Alan Shepard, Wally Schirra, and Chuck Yeager are central characters in what novel by Tom Wolfe? Time? The answer is The Right Stuff. Social studies. Who was the Roman emperor at the time of the Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD? Hoover, Gero.
Nero?
Nero is correct. Science question for number 58. These belong to what group of organic compounds? Cholesterol, vitamin E, estrogen, CV, Michelle.
Hormones?
Time's up? Is it time? Right. Lipids is the correct answer. Cholesterol, vitamin E, estrogen, no, it's too late. Lipids are the correct answer, correct? Okay. All right, here's a math question. You good? All right, we're going to throw that out because that was a host error on my part. I accept full responsibility, and I'm buying you all a donut. All right. This is going to replace question number 58, correct? Okay. This is a science question. What is the term for the egg mass or spawn of lobsters, shrimp, scallops, and sea urchins? Glendale, Nora.
Shellfish.
Incorrect. What is the term of the egg mass or spawn of lobster, shrimp, scallops, and sea urchins? Roe, R-O-E. A math question for number 59. Any interior ray parallel to the axis of symmetry of a parabola is reflected off the surface straight to what point? Crescenta Valley, Prashant.
Focus?
Focus is correct. Fine arts question. What kind of paintings are these? Portrait of a Man in Red Chalk by Da Vinci. The Two Fridas by Frida Kahlo. Clark, Ella.
Self-portrait.
Self-portraits is correct. The Desperate Man by Courbet and Painter in His Pug by William Hogarth. Language arts. In a story by Robert Louis Stevenson, the villain is actually within what protagonist? Glendale, Gabrielle.
Dr. Jekyll.
Correct. Social studies. What 1939 event started World War II? Hoover, Garrow.
German invasion of Poland?
Correct. Started World War II. Science. Which of the two major divisions of the skeletal system consist of auditory ossicles, the hyoid bone, facial bones, the cranium. Glendale, Garrow.
Axial.
Axial is correct, axial skeleton. The vertebral column and the thoracic cage, all included in that. Here's mathematics. There are 9 distinct diagonals in what regular polygon? Crescent Valley, Prashanth.
Nonagon.
Incorrect. The answer is hexagon. Fine arts. What is the term used in photography or cinematography for swiveling a still or video camera? CV, Michelle.
Panorama.
Incorrect. The answer is panning, panning the camera, moving it from side to side. Language arts. In the following sentence, you might focus on what's wrong in your world. Instead, focus on what's right. The word instead is what part of speech? Glendale, Nora.
Conjunction?
Incorrect. The answer is adverb. Social studies. Killed in 1917, who was the last emperor of Russia? Hoover, Garrow.
Nicholas II?
Correct. Science. What sensation in insects is made possible by ommatidia? Hoover, Maxwell.
Touch?
Incorrect. Vision or sight. Mathematics. What is the third number in this Pythagorean triple? 20, 21, blank. Glendale, Alec.
29.
Correct. This is a fine arts question. These works illustrate what style of painting developed in the 1870s? Woman with a Parasol by Monet. Gabrielle, Glendale.
Impressionism?
Correct. Boating Party by Renoir and Ballet Class by Degas. Language arts for this question. Using logic, the words if and then are always present in what kind of a statement? Crescent Valley, Abel.
Conditional.
Conditional is correct. Social studies. Who is the author of the 13th century travelogue, originally entitled Book of the Marvels of the World? CV, Michelle.
Marco Polo.
Marco Polo is correct. Describing the wonders of Asia. Science question. While a nova may increase in brightness by 1,000,000 times in just a few days, what kind of star can Hoover, Maxwell.
Supernova?
Supernova is right. It can increase in brightness by 1,000,000,000 times. Here's a math question. In a single elimination racquetball tournament, if it begins with 128 players, how many rounds must be played before the winner is determined? Clark, Chadi.
127.
Incorrect. CV, Prashanth.
8.
Incorrect. Glendale, Gabrielle.
64.
Incorrect. The answer is 7. Fine arts. These are examples of what kind of paintings, so named because of the time of day they depict. Thames Moonlight, Starry Night over the Rhone, Moonlight in the Alps. Glendale, Nora.
Nocturnes?
Exactly. Correct. Summer Night and the Evening Fog were in that category too. All right, officials will now tally the scores to determine the winner. Now I'm going to turn the microphone back to Dr. Render. Let's do it.
While everything's getting tallied up and organized in the back, if we can give Fritz Coleman one more big round of applause for his awesomeness in the Quizmaster. I don't mind having a lot of these jobs, but I will confess that that is a really, really tough job, and I never would like to do it. So, Mr. Coleman, I hope we have you for another, I've got at least another 5 or 10 in me, so we're hoping you come back. If I could call you out one more time. Sure. On behalf, we're going to give you this because I don't want you to walk away with that. As you know, he's received many awards for his humanitarian contributions all around Los Angeles and beyond. And one area that's very near and dear to him, and I'll let him talk a little bit more about it, but on behalf of the Glendale Unified School District, in appreciation for all of your support, the Glendale Unified School District has given a $100 donation to the Shelter Partnership, which I think you're going to say a few words about. So again, just a small token of our appreciation. We really, really appreciate you taking time, and if you'd like to say a few words, thank you.
I'm honored to be here. This does me a lot of good every year. Thank you so much. I'll tell you about Shelter Partnership, and maybe one day you'll become involved as well. Shelter Partnership is a wonderful organization that supplies 250 homeless shelters in Southern California. They go to companies that manufacture products that are the basic necessities of life. They might go to Gillette or Procter & Gamble or Palmolive or any of these companies that make things like toilet paper and diapers and toothpaste and toothbrushes and socks and very simple items. And every year or every couple of years, those companies that make those items change the logo on the packaging. They sort of change the packaging or market them in a different way. They're exactly the same products. They're wonderful functional products. These are all non-perishables, but they take them off the shelves. So what Shelter Partnership does is go and ask them to contribute these to homeless shelters. So they may back up a semi and get 5 dozen pallets of diapers or 7,000 toothbrushes or toothpaste. They take them to a giant warehouse in the city of Bell, and then these 250 homeless shelters come and get supplies. It's a brilliant business model, and the companies that donate the thing get a tax deduction for the whole deal, but it's a wonderful service, and I've been involved with them for 25 years. So thank you for your donation. Appreciate it.
Thank you. You're so welcome. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
And now we know you need to hustle back so we can watch you this evening. So again, it's nice when you turn on your TV tonight, NBC Channel 4, during the weather, you can say, Fritz Coleman was at my school today. So once again, big round of applause, Mr. Fritz Coleman. Thank you. At this time, I would like to invite up our superintendent, Dr. Vivian Ekchian, and our board member, Dr. Armine Garpetian. I would also like to call up our principals who are here this evening. I know Glendale High Principal Dr. Ben Wolf is in the house, as well as Clark Principal Lena Kortoshian. And at this time, any alternates and coaches, please come on up and stand with your teams. Did either of you want to say anything? No, you do not have to. Okay. Okay. Students, as your coaches come up and your other team member comes up, on behalf of the Glendale Unified School District, our judges, our arbiter, our officials, our timekeepers, everybody here who witnessed this tonight. We are in awe of your talent, your determination, and most importantly, how smart and how committed you are to your schools. So we applaud you, we thank you, and we're going to honor you in a few seconds. So give yourselves a nice big round of applause. I'm going to have you guys stand up here in front. I'm just going to call them up and then we'll take a picture. You want to say something, Dr. Exton? Yes. And it's my pleasure to introduce to you our superintendent who would like to say a few words, Dr. Vivian Ekchian.
Good evening, students. Good evening, audience here and at home. Through the most difficult of circumstances and most unusual of circumstances, you've come through again. You are the most amazing students one could ever want to work with your fabulous coaches, your administrators, parents, and community members. This truly shows the spirit of Glendale. No matter what is happening in the world, we do what we need to do, and we put you first, front and center, because we're most proud of your accomplishments. And everybody's a winner here tonight. I sat here for the first time in my Scholastic Bowl in Glendale, and I thought, what amazing leaders we have sitting up here. And of course, the judges, our volunteer friends that have traveled all the way from Tehachapi and other places. Mr. Coleman, who came through the rain, did the weather somewhere else, and then came here to lift our morale and make sure that we know what matters most is that you are leaders, learners, resilient, and going to make sure that you take good care of us when you're ready to take this world. And I do believe, as someone said, many of you will go into the sciences and you will find the cures that don't exist today and plague us in our society. So thank you. I'm incredibly touched to be here, part of this Scholastic Bowl, and I hope that next year the room will be filled again with the audience actually in the auditorium, but I know the ones at home are clapping immensely for you. I can hear them. Can you? So thank you for the chance.
Just a few words on behalf of the Board of Education. We are so very proud of you. Scholastic is my favorite competition to attend, but it's a nail biter for me. And you know what? After Mr. Coleman announces the answers, I'm like, yeah, that was the answer. Of course I knew the answer, but no, I didn't know the answer. But we are so very proud of you. Teachers, you are so passionate, dedicated. Thank you so much for all the hard work and all the hours that you've put in this. Thank you so much. And let's get this rolling. And thank you for the audience for being here, and for the audience at home. I'm sure parents and everybody who's watching you, they're so very proud of you, and let's get this rolling.
Okay, great. So if I can have our dignitaries just center stage, go ahead and walk straight up in a line. I'm going to call up folks. And then we're going to take a group picture. We're not going to do a receiving line. They're just going to be standing up there. And so we're going to go ahead and announce our winners. But first, it's my pleasure to present the first place essay contest winners to Glendale High School. Glendale High School, come on up. Coaches, come on up as well. Principal, who is here? We call this the group photo. Anyone in the audience? Now's your chance. Glendale High School, first place essay winners. Thank you. You can head on back to your seats now. And we'll go through fourth place, third place, second place, and first place. We'll do the same thing. We will announce your school. We'll call you up. we will hand your coaches your certificates and your money. And so when you walk back, they can give you those. So in fourth place in the 30th Annual Scholastic Bowl, Clark Magnet High School. You want to just give that to the coach? Come on up, we're going to take a picture. And their principal here tonight, Lena Cortosian, please join us. One big round of applause for our fourth place winners, Clark Magnet High School. Each student receives a certificate and $100 each. Thank you. Overall, in third place this year, it's my pleasure to recognize Glendale High School. Each student will receive a certificate as well as $150. Yes, pictures, please. You get 2 pictures, essay winners and overall third place. Smile pretty for this second picture. Awesome, congratulations. And in second place this year, it's my pleasure to bring to the stage Crescenta Valley High School. And their coaches, come on, I should say, and their coach, come on up to center stage and be recognized. Each student receives a certificate as well as a $250 check. Congratulations, Crescenta Valley High School. Here you go. We'll make it dramatic. And this year's 30th Annual Scholastic Bowl champion goes to Hoover High School. Please join us up front, Tornadoes, under the direction of Coach Brian Crosby. Each student there is a very large trophy. Each year the winner's name is etched on the trophy, and that will stay at the school for the year. So Hoover High School receives the honorary trophy, as well as each student receives their certificate and $500 check. Smile with that first class smile. Once again, with a score of 69, Hoover High School. Congratulations. And now that concludes this year's Scholastic Bowl. For all of you watching at home, thank you for tuning in. Once again, thank you to Greg Williams and his staff, as well as the Nitro Studios for their professionalism. Let's give them one nice big round of applause. Thank you all, parents, teams, coaches. If you would like to take additional pictures, now is the time. Judges, arbiters, family, friends, thank you all for your contribution to tonight's event. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Done.
And thank you, Dr. Rinder, for being our wonderful MC.